Morning. I have divination with me this morning. I have emotional alchemy with me this morning. I have many things with me this morning. Most of all, I have you. Hello, hello. Welcome. Yes, my name's Katie. I'm just looking to see that the world exists. It does. Grab a couple things. This is the being seen. This is hanging out with neurodivergent humans, existing in neurodivergent bodies, and sharing neurodivergent tools. And some of those are tools just for neurodivergent humans. Some of those are tools that have been adapted, of course. And my tools that I have to share are ones that work for me. They may or may not work for you. Hi, Renee. Hi, Just Me. Hi, Dr. Daniel. Hi, Nix. So we are discussing embodiment, neurodivergent embodiment. Some of the tools that I'm teaching from, I'd like to introduce you to this. This is called the Nijing 2. This is the chart that your acupuncturist uses to contemplate the effect and the influence that a course of treatment will have for your benefit. And one of the translations of this is the inner landscape or the inner warp. So as a landscape, this invites us into an inner realm. This is often called the microcosm. And I just want you to see how amazing and rich and dynamic it is. So these entities, they're a way for us to have a narrative experience. This is called Neijing 2, Neijing 2, TU. You can get free copies in my downloads. It's a chart from Chinese medicine. It charts the inner landscape. And I'd like to introduce you to parts of your body based on it, if that's okay with you today. Put that back there. So that chart is from China. And it was originally found, I think it was found sometime in the 18th century, 19th century. It's amazing. Let me show you another way of contemplating it. This is your brain. This is a bottom-up view of your brain. Oh, I'm glad that you like it. That's lovely. Thank you for the thumbs up. Interact with the video, and then I become even more interesting to the algorithms. So just to contemplate, and contemplating it's like passively watching, but not really trying to understand or discern or make any big decisions. It's just noticing. So this chart is Neidan, or the chart is the Nijing 2, pardon me. This yoga is called Neidan, but what we're really just doing is neuroscience, cleverly disguised as Taoist alchemy. So that's your brain stem. No, Bunny, that's your brain stem. This is the cerebellum. I am so good at forgetting words, friends. Like, it's amazing at how good I am at forgetting words. This is the cerebellum down here. This is your trigeminal nerve. And when I superimpose the beam, this chart onto the brain, you can see that it is the inner child, goes right to where our trigeminal nerve is. Dementia is coming for a lot of folks. Inner child, cerebellum. Oh no, I've never been able to remember words. It's a feature, not a bug. Aphantasia it's a very common experience for me. But it's an interesting awareness. There's somewhere where the cats, people want the cats. So there's your inner child. Oh, here they come. Here they come. Hi, kitties. You want to say hi? They would like you to know that they are being held hostage. Held hostage. Do cats have an inner child? I think so. We're existing. Tough. We're existing as neurodivergent humans in neurodivergent bodies. I was just going to show a alchemy technique that's good for nervous system regulation, but it's also really good for sexy fun time. Yes, I am holding them captive, Jack, for I do not let them out. Okay, when Norman can handle a fire door, then he can go outside as much as he wants. So there. Visual aid. All the projects need to be funded by Bezos. Man, I feel you. Well, let's do some alchemical smiling, and we'll just smile beyond Bezos. How about that? Okay. Oh well, I have lots of art on my website for sale. There's posters that aren't that expensive, and like mini sigils too. But do you see these circles? Okay, these circles. I would invite you to contemplate them like eyes. And then do you see this little line here? Look at that. There's a smile. So if you'd like to be an alchemist, bam, super fast, all of a sudden, notice that you have an ass. Like notice that you're sitting or standing or lying or leaning on something. Find the fact that your body exists. Bring the tip of your tongue to the ridge behind your upper teeth. Little gentle smile to your lips. Oh, good, you see it. Little smile to your lips. And then if you smile at the bean, okay, smile at the bean, now you're also in a mirror. So your mirror neurons are happy in your nervous system. Inner smile. You don't need to be thinking about anything in particular. If you need to, oh, goodness me, here they are. Here are the cats. Good morning. One of the phrases that I'll often offer here is positive regard. That the smile is it's a pleasant smile. And I will tell you, okay, this is not asking you to be happy about your suffering. It's genuinely asking you to be away with it. And if you remember, I had just shown you that picture of this as though it's your brain. Darla, she's drinking my tea. So that as though it's your brain, here's that smile all the way up here, okay? But smiling occurs with our facial nerves. And in the brain, those are going to be in the middle zone here, okay? As far as the cranial nerves are concerned. So this is your nerves for smelling, for seeing, for moving your eyes. And then here we get into the nerves, the bunny. Go get the poster, Jack. I'm just turning you into Jack, who I think I know you are, even if you're not, because it just gives me a happy day. But these, hey, it's a stretch calling me lady. These nerves, these are the nerves that help us chew, help us swallow, that move the head and neck. So smiling, doing this inner smile, lifting here, is, I believe, yes, physically beneficial for this area of our head, which Stephen Porges, who is one of the polyvagal theory humans, one of the psychologists speaking to the vagus nerve, he brings us into this idea of social engagement. And for him, social engagement is something that you, like a third party, can witness. That's because he has to look at things because he's a science human. What the Taoists do is, yeah, that's fine. We already know it's there. So we're just going to do the smile, connect in with the smile. And now you're already in social engagement. But again, this doesn't necessarily now convince your nervous system that your body is perfectly safe. Who knows what's going on? All parties witness, science human. I'm a science human too, Jack. My friend Jack. What? I'm speaking about the inner smile, the healing smile, which you can see in the background here on the bean, which you can get the bean. You can access the bean for free in my link tree. If you would like to come be a bean, I think my Patreon's like $10 a month. It's pretty inexpensive. And I have a lot of these visual aids there, and I'm putting classes there as well. But as a way of contemplating the brain, okay? As a way of contemplating, because we are brought into these ideas with disembodied body parts. So I'm just giving us a little bit more artistic something to contemplate. Parties to witness science. You see the cats, you hear the cats. Yes, the cats, the cats. Most amazing picture. Norman Bates. Oh my goodness. When he bites my elbow, I think about that. Norman Bates. Okay, so that gets us to the smile. If you are a human who doesn't smile, or you're from a culture that doesn't smile, it's just signal friendly, signal kind, signal something. After I had my stroke in 2018, my consciousness, so my memory was gone, my identity was fractured. Like any sense of ego I had was looking through, it was like driving in a snowstorm with a broken windshield. And so for over a year, I was like, where am I? Who am I? What is this? Am I dying? It was all so weird. And so just coming into that smile and knowing that I exist somehow, because I'm here having the experience in my body, even if my identity and my consciousness and my understanding, even as messed up as all that was, it really helped me be here. And I'm pretty sure as an undiagnosed, unrecognized autistic human, it also has kept me alive in many very real ways. So now I am sharing it with you. None of this is super secret. It's just challenging to access. So that's the inner smile. This here, the head of the Ni Jing 2, if I was to go poof, and now this is poof, now this is a way to contemplate your brain and all the parts of your brain, okay? I just turned it into a different kind of a sign, different kind of a sigil, different kind of a symbol. As this relates to the fact that you have a whole head and you're a whole ass human, thank you for the follow, Danielle. I appreciate it. This area, this zone, is called the crystal palace in this system. And again, this system predates acupuncture, so we'll just call it Chinese medicine for lack of a better, but this is philosophy, really, is what this is. Crystal palace. And there are a couple of locations in the brain or on the head or on the Ni Jing too that you could direct your contemplation of crystal palace that I'd like to show you, and then you could choose what works for you. So let me draw them in first. And these teachings, the crystal palace specifically comes from Mantak Chia. He's on TikTok. Ken Wheeler's map. I could also just teach Taoism. I mean, a lot of these men have just put a spin on something instead of say, this is what it is. But it's a good idea, Jumbo Sparkles. Do you think he would be my boyfriend? Oh, I'm your favorite TikTok. I like it so much. Let's talk about your head. Let's talk about your head. All right, so I put some blue marks in some areas here. The head of the body, the head of the soma, the head of the whatever, the head maps to the water element. And it maps to the concept of Shen in Chinese medicine. Shen, some of this is going to be backwards to some of you, but that's okay. Shen is another word for archetype, if you've ever heard of an archetype. In a very particular way. In the way that the manner in which Chinese medicine understands the organ systems in the body, the way the body-mind responds to stress, the way that we integrate it, the way that we can influence it, all of that occurs and occurs through. So the occurring is just as like it's happening. Occurs through is through these entities interacting with each other in the body. So it's a way of having an animated or a personified contemplation. Oh, I do love you. Shen as a word is the word for spirit, the spirit of a thing, or the mind of a thing, or the affect. So you could contemplate it like T-I-O-N is the definition, like what you would find in the dictionary, and S-H-E-N is the expression or the experience of it. And in that way, Shen speaks to affect, speaks to the way in which something shows up. There are certain factors of Shen, or just factors of life, that there's nothing we can do anything about. Nothing we can do anything about. That does not happen in the Crystal Palace, though. That happens all the way down in the Hara, all the way down, very, very far downstream. So when you come into this healing smile, this inner smile, here we go, inner smile. We'll take a little bit of time smiling to these three areas or these three zones. in the body, like on the inside. And if you'd like to try it, nobody's going to know that you're doing it. So just try it. How many strokes do you need? That was a naughty joke. And that class is a private class because, of course, this goes there. I don't know how many strokes you need. Let's talk about the healing smile, though, and smiling to your the three palaces. So the healing smile, the inner smile, is here. All the way down here in the belly. This is called the Hara, H-A-R-A. And it is the seat of a certain kind of energy called Jing, J-I-N-G. I just want you to be able to see what's happening. And you could contemplate, you could have just the idea of Jing being all the way down here. You see how there's this little, it looks like a nest? That's your Hara, H-A-R-A. In chakra conversations, this would be your second chakra. This is called a dantian here because we're going for space. We're looking for space. Do you see how much space is here? Lots of space. Even though it's the hole that can never be filled. This is where my void is. I don't know, maybe you have a different void or maybe you don't have a void. There's a hole that can never be filled. And I still have a nice Hara. The placement of the second chakra, I just happen to have a lovely Alex Gray piece right here. Let's see if it'll show us. It's a hologram. No, I'll have to show you. So the second chakra, we have first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. It goes up the spine. Oh, he's okay. We'll get there. Thank you, Pammy. But you don't learn it in one. So that's where this is the lower, okay, the lower energy center. The base, this is the taint, is the location on your body where you would be the most directly connected to this. T-A-I-N-T, okay, perineum. Sorry, I'm just looking at some of this. You don't get, yeah, I think Big Wionda, a lot of this is proper confusion. Like, this is galactic. It's a whole new system, lots of different words, new ideas. So you just kind of exist with it. Something I'm very good at with my confusion is being consistent with it. So I am consistently guiding you to this, consistently using the same palette as an example. I made a whole visual language for us. So just hang out here, be a bean, learn, decide if you like it. Totally cool if you don't. This is your Hara. This is the seat of Soma. And the seat of Soma is independent of self. Soma is your physical body and whatever you're on, and the planet. Body and location. Very helpful in the higher order reasoning of alchemy, truly, once we start working with space and time to navigate space-time alchemically. But also, it's just very convenient because then we don't have to turn you into a human. You're already a human. Western medicine forgets that we're human. It turns us into patients in numbers. So we're going to remember that we're human. Come into the healing smile, and then you can smile to your belly. Smile at that area. The name for this energy down here is Jing, Jing. And this is considered one of the treasures of Taoism. Taoism has 3 treasures. Jing, Qi, and Shen are the energy names for them. And they reside in these 3 zones in you. You already have them. You just maybe didn't know it. Let's see. Am I voting for Kamala? Probably. I'm in Pennsylvania. Okay, so that's the belly. The crystal palace. Those of you who are attuned to the concept of a chakra, contemplate, if I encourage you to contemplate the crystal palace as the pot where the flower would be, as the environment around the flower, just to see how that goes for you. And one location to contemplate is straight down the center of your head and straight in through the ears. So it ends up being like right about in the middle of the brain. Here on the Nijing 2, it's displayed as a cliff. This is aligned with your salivary glands. And our salivary glands stop working so well when we're feeling stressed. It's one of the first places to dry up in our inner environment with stress and trauma is saliva. And I will tell you, there's a lot of writing about saliva in the tantric practices. And for me, at least, my experience of saliva is that it changes. It gets sweeter and more frothy. Your mileage may vary. Smiling to your brain does amazing, wonderful things. All the things that positive psychology does. But if you're smiling to your brain and you're contemplating whole, contemplating, not assigning, not requiring, not determining, whatever, just contemplating like that, then we're also now starting to tune towards the default mode network, which is that's the neural network in our brain that's active when we're in self-reflection and quiet contemplation. So we can get there too this way. You're trying to undo early organs. Your glands stopped working a long time ago. Is it the same as orgone? Okay, let's get the Shen up here, and then we'll talk about, I don't know if I want to talk about orgone. I am not as knowledgeable of orgone as I am of radionics. I just did a couple of videos on orgone. It's prana, life force, energy. Let's just go to the source. I am not Chinese, and I am teaching you actual genuine. So I am a source. I'm a primary source for this. Okay, so that's Shen. That's Jing. This is Qi. This is prana. This is energy. This is life force. This is what we're all pretty much used to. And that occurs here. It's called the Central Palace or the Crimson Palace. Crimson because, yes, it's where our heart is. I'm going to put the heart here. This system places the inner child physically in this location, and this location is then now your pericardium, your heart, your thymus gland, lots going on. What else can I show you? This weaver here, this character here, this entity, this Shen, all these words kind of mean the same thing. She's translated several different ways. She's translated as the weaver, which would imply she's weaving like silk. Okay. She's also translated as the conductor. And a conductor within the realm of Chinese medicine is metal. It's the element of metal, because the element of metal, TCM writes about it as carrying water. Metal carries water, it conducts water. So part of what she's doing, very much, yes, it would absolutely speak to your synesthesia, for sure. Mm-hmm. So the weaver she speaks to the parts of us that are interfacing, intersecting, influenced by, and influence things that we're aware of and stuff that we're not aware of, but that we might become aware of. And then what do we do with it? So from a chronic illness perspective, if you've ever heard of that spoon theory, where people say they don't have enough spoons because they're too tired, the spoons all occur down here. That's this is the tank. The weaver is the you or the me that has to get through the day and do the thing and is aware of the stuff and oh my gosh and what's going on. But also on the inside, just as an entity, she shows what happens with autoimmunity, because she can bypass all kinds of stuff. So Chinese medicine contemplates immunity and protection and harm reduction very differently than Western medicine. Ring, ring all the time, no pain, calming, puts you in meditation. 3 types of energy. So Jumbo Sparkles, the color scheme that I've done for this media model for the 3 colors of the Dantian is CMY. There go the cats. Let me show you why I did that. So just from a perception perspective, the CMY is a really great way to contemplate. You have certain things that are the same. I have certain things that are the same, but we're going to see and perceive them differently. And CMY maps to the 3 planes of the brain just very beautifully, very easily. Okay, let's talk about actually changing the emotions. Or we could do some divination. It's up to you. But actually changing the emotions. How are you doing, buddy? Norman would like you to know he's not having what he wants. So this is my little bathroom book. You don't have to buy the bathroom book. I'm just reading from the bathroom book. And it gives you all of the main concepts. Some of these are really big ideas. Then I make you a little art to go with it so you can contemplate that. Then if and when this falls apart, because it's just a little photo book, then you have all the little artworks for yourself. Aren't I nice? So these Shen, it presents itself in an Ankh-like structure of light. That sounds really cool. So one of the main concepts that I'd like to encourage you towards is homeostasis. And I would encourage you to contemplate homeostasis when you hear nervous system regulation. When you hear regulation, contemplate homeostasis. There are a few reasons for that. One of them has to do with what I hear in session with humans who are oppressed. I just lost my full train of thought. Somebody has to repeat back to me what I was saying. Homeostasis. Oh, right. So if you're only contemplating regulation, first of all, then you're putting somebody in a binary. It says that your nervous system is either regulated or it isn't. Anybody going through trauma, anybody with stress, anybody newly diagnosed something, you're going to fail all the time anyway. So if we contemplate resonance and we contemplate more environmentally, that also takes some of the pressure off the individual, because homeostasis is something that a human, like one human does. But as soon as you leave your house and you're like out in the world and something happens, it's not just you that is moving in and out of this experience of balance. So understand that your vagus nerve does do the regulation. Regulation is a thing, and all regulation equals incarceration. Regulation equals incarceration. Psychiatrists are cops. Homeostasis. I love it when the beans come in with the words. Yes, homeostasis is stability in a dynamic state. Another really wonderful word to contemplate is perturbation, but we're going to just look at some of these Shen for the organs. So this is the spirit of the stomach and spleen, unless she's the one for your kidneys and I got it wrong. Oh, it's not in here. Okay, hold on. Here we go. I messed up. This is Hun. This is your liver. Spirit of the liver, the animating force of the liver, the way that we might contemplate liver, like any way that you want to think about it, using the word Shen, use the word Shen. It'll start to change the linguistics, the psycholinguistics of your mind in a really great, wonderful way that's going to soften around these edges of TION. Because all the TION words, they become like bars in a jail cell. We don't always need a bar. Sometimes we need a band, okay? Sometimes we just need a little dance party. This is the Shen of your heart, also called Shen. The whole vitality spirit of you. Look at that. How cool is that? And then, because I'm not an asshole, and I know not everybody likes complicated images, I gave you flashcards. Nice and simple. So our emotions and our organs have a very direct relationship in Chinese medicine. And here are some of those relationships. First, most direct relationship I'm introducing you to now is your lungs, associated with courage and grief. Sound is S. So what you could do if you want, bring in that healing smile. Smile to the target. Imagine you're smiling to your lungs, however you would be doing that right now. Get your sense of bum. Breathe in courage and let go of grief with S. How this works with the breath, as I understand it, is the breath is mine, the organs are mine, the emotions are mine, it's all mine. Po is mine also, the entity that is residing in my lungs, and I'm just going to believe it because it works for thousands of years, and I shouldn't, that's fine. That's how it works for me. Then I go, right, so when I'm breathing, the Po is doing what Po does, and shame has a way out. Shame has a way out. Thank you very much, Chinese medicine. So good. Here's shock and calm. This is your kidneys. This is the water element in the body. The sound is chu, C-H-O-O-O-O-O. Chu. So you smile to your kidneys and let go of shock with chew. So simple. This is alchemy. Next breath is your liver. Anger and forgiveness. If you're looking at the screen and the words are backwards, that means that you should also contemplate the dot on the other side of the body. And the sound for the liver is shush. Shh. So it's anger and forgiveness. So you just breathe in forgiveness. Sometimes I don't even know what that means. I just, okay, thank you. I'll breathe it in. And then you let go of anger with shush. Mary Jane. Gardening. Go for it. Here is your heart. The story of the key. Heart is the seat of joy and hate. Sound is ha, H-A. And so you just breathe in joy and let go of hate. It's a nice sigh. Ah, yes, Stacy. Nice. Next is your spleen, not your stomach. Spleen. I'm going to show you on the bean why that matters. Spleen, this is worry and trust. So all rumination, and also the thought loops that autistic humans can get in particular. We're not trying to change the thinking. We're just aware of that. The sound is who, W-H-O-O-O-O-O. So breathe in trust. Let go of worry with who. One more. Pericardium, cosmic ball sack of love, baby. Remember the pericardium. And I'm going to show you your stomach on the bean. Pericardium is bean-shaped because this to remind us about our pericardium. We need to remember the pericardium. It does not get enough attention. The sound is he, H-E. Just nice and easy. Like that. And then I also would encourage you to contemplate no shadow, only Shen. And then I'll show you your stomach on the bean after this. So this is your ideal sensory motor experience based on me. This is my belief. It's true. Because this would be your perfectly balanced brain. And then that's the mind, that's the body, and that's the actual bones and everything. Okay, so your stomach. On the Nijing 2, the stomach is displayed as a ox. It's displayed as the ox and the ox herd. Your vagus nerve goes through all of your major organs, by the way. Vagus nerve is the longest nerve in the body. It innervates is the word, innervates. It's like it is sewn through your organs. So one of the organs it goes through is your stomach. So the stomach is shown here as an ox. That's very important because ox are, first of all, they do things on their own, but also it speaks to how active the stomach is, right? Because the stomach is part of how we digest food. And the action of the stomach is yang. It's very yang. Stomach also fills and empties. It fills and empties. It fills and empties. The attunement in this system is to fullness. So the attunement is to the spleen, to the fullness of the spleen, rather than the action of the stomach. This is an amazing shift. I truly, it's been incredible. I feel like I have like a double secret thing that I know, and everybody now needs to know it. So contemplate spleen rather than stomach as it relates to emotional alchemy in this system. The bull is also the peen. This is my sign for the peen. I'm fond of saying the peen intervenes. So one of the lessons that this is displaying, I laugh at myself because this is so not what my teachers would have used language-wise. But the very base of the bean, that very bottom zone, also speaks to anything that's like rumbling under the surface that we're not quite aware of yet. So that's everything from a fever to hunger to attraction to needing to use the restroom to, I don't know, any number of things. I need some water, and I have to get a different glass to do it because my cat ate my water. Okay. Any questions? Pericardium, Michael Jackson, cosmic ball sack of love, baby. Pericardium is very important in Chinese medicine. It's very important in Western medicine as well. Doctors are just not taught that it matters anymore because CPR is such an inherent part of how we understand things, but the only reason CPR works is because of the pericardium. You've been fasting for 3 days. Everything is starting to feel sensitive. Fasting for 3 days will do that. Right? All right, let me show you the microcosmic orbit. So microcosm, macrocosm. Oh, I didn't think that didn't seem like it was. Uh-oh. Hold on, I may have ruined my thing. What's up, kitty cat? Looks like that was it. Oh, good. Okay. Microcosmic orbit. So this is the microcosm. This is a cosm. That is the macrocosm. But the macrocosm is present in here in a few different ways. The cowherd and the weaver are aligned. They are named after stars. The whole being itself is sometimes contemplated as the Big Dipper, and the child on the star bridge also has the Little Dipper. So we have constellations and the universe happening here. Super cool. Microcosmic orbit. Have the inner smile. When you put the tip of your tongue to the ridge behind your upper teeth, this line comes together. So on the Nijing 2, this kind of looks like lips. It gives the impression of lips. Bring that together. Okay, that connects the microcosmic orbit. To do the practice of the microcosmic orbit, for my Kundalini humans, we are going around the central channel. We are not going in the central channel. We are going around the central channel. And the reason for that is we're Taoist here. And the Taoists pretty much go for the tepid. Even for those of us who like the extremes, we're going for the medium. So running energy straight through the central channel to warming. So here's your taint. Everybody has a taint. Sense of bum is what I've been calling it. Some of the streams can't see all of this. I apologize. You've been eating every day, 3 times a day. Okay. Let me see, can we see this? Yes. So you can see some of what's implied in this being is the spinal column and the spinal fluid. So that's our cerebral spinal fluid. This down here is existing. It's also any movement or mobility or awareness and just all the things. This area here is called the gate of life. And this is where fight, flight, freeze occurs. This is also where, look, the weaver can override. So this is where we can practice resilience. It's all happening here, the central palace. So you're doing your little healing smile. You have an awareness of this. I just shared with you that this is your spinal fluid. All water does on its own is exist. That's all it does. So if it's higher and I tip something over, it's going to fall down. Water falls. Excellent. So if this was water, that means it would fall down. And look, now we have the beam. Now you know how Katie does her information architecture. So you're in the healing smile. You've already smiled to your belly, heart, and your head. Now, starting at the base, this is your perineum. You're contemplating, you're imagining. It may or may not go with your breath because I'm not in your body. But imagine water in your body's water wheel, okay? Going up the back and then down the front. And it just kind of like hangs out at the bottom. And then it goes up the back and down the front. And it kind of hangs out at the bottom. When I'm oriented towards this accurate to north, south, east, west on the planet, it follows the pathway of the sun. It goes east to west. But it's also taking the water element and antagonizing it, okay? Because water does not raise on its own in its liquid form. It is heavy. The only time it lifts on its own is in its vapor or its solid form. So coming into this and just contemplating, coming up the back and down the front, tempers the water, which is a much nicer way to contemplate, oops, nervous system regulation. So sorry about that. The um, uh, 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 the governing and conception vessels, these two big giant pieces of fascia is really what they are. This is the main yin and the main yang channel in the body. So this here, what am I doing? This symbol here, if you're familiar with it, the yin and the yang, the main yin and the main yang channels in the body, governing and conception. So this is also balancing yin and yang. This does not say that a human is yin or yang or masculine or feminine, though. This is very much, everybody has it all inherent within us. And also, by the way, like what works for me and what works for you might not be the same. Thank you for all the hearts. I really appreciate it. So it's the healing smile, the 6 healing sounds, microcosmic orbit. Now you are both yogi and tantrika, tantra humans. Can you believe it, Darla? Yeah. She's so cute with her little meeps. This working with the energy that's rising this way has a lot to do with developing a mature relationship to your own arousal and what arousal is. And some of that is stress and trauma responses, but some of it is just like whatever you like. What do you enjoy? So arousal is any emotion, all awareness, anything that comes up. And yes, sexy fun time. Hello. Yes? She's so cute. Yawn. Microcosmic orbit. Has anyone been trying any of these exercises with me, or are you just like watching? Totally cool either way, because I like to watch too. Yes, ma'am. What can I do for you? What would you like? What? Silly girl. You were? Okay. Did you like it? Did you not like it? You don't have to answer. I'm just curious. Watching in little snippets, you do the breathing. Do the breathing. I'll get like texts from friends like, which one is the breath for that? Which one is the breath for that? In the free materials, there is a ebook called Neuroaffective Somatics or Essential Concepts or something like that. And it has a table in it with a bunch of the attributes. Yes, ma'am. What's up? What do you want? So the use of sigils is very prevalent in the alchemy of this system. And I think they're also just very useful for neurodivergent humans because we do a lot of like, I have a system for that and I have a workaround for that. Do you want water? So oh, I just stepped on. She wants to sit on my chair. All right. A sigil is a symbol. That's all it is. But they can be very, very complex. Like this is a sigil. Yes, I moved. So you're. the practice of alchemy involves using sigils as ways to direct energy, attention, and outcome. And yeah, she's very lovable. This is Darla. Darla, what is it that you want? What is it that you want? Tell me all the things. So the way sigils work typically is the sigil is created with the purpose or for a reason with intent. And they're almost always they're symbolic. I was taught through a Western magic means, and also I have a couple other different ways that I was taught. Yes, ma'am? This is Darla. She's having a meltdown. Let's just give her the attention she wants. So one sigil that we use in Taoism is this one, right? But there's also this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know what to do. She's so cute. You're biting me. What is it that you want? Tell me. I feel I'm very distracted. We might not be doing sigils, so we might have to do familiars. What's going on there, sister? Huh? Tell me all the things. Tell me what it is. I think she likes this. Do you like this? Yeah. She's very cute. Just a little distracted by the adorable. Huh. Yeah, you're a sweet girl. You a good girl? Okay. The bean. Back to the bean. Way up here at the top of the bean, way up here, is one little dot you can see. This is a grain of millet. It's a grain of seed, but you could also contemplate it as seed. Okay? Which then transforms all in the way that we would contemplate connective tissue. But just as something to think about. I love the kitty. What a cutie. You like it. Breathing. Snippets. Healing smile. You want to know more about the healing smile? I would love to share with you more about the healing smile. The way that I was brought into it was this way. That of all the energy in the universe and everything that is like so amazing and wonderful, the kindness that you would offer to somebody just with the look. Stop hitting me. It's a way to practice compassion, the healing smile. And the reason, I don't know why it's the first, it's what you do first. I may have had a garden gummy. I might be aware of garden gummy right now. Ancient Egyptian cat worship, current day being run by a cat. She's my boss. Ow. What else? Okay. So the cerebral spinal fluid. I don't know what else I want to share with you right now. Wait, do we have questions? Questions would be good. Doesn't have to be Dantian, inner child, inner ear, kitty cats drinking out of my water. That's just the way that it is, isn't it? Isn't it? Balanced sensory motor cortex. So that turns this into your eyes, your nose, all the nerves that help you with your gut, help you with the digestion, and then your butt. And on that note, I am going to go outside. I hope you have a great day. I'll see ya. Bye-bye.